Hello and assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to our channel and welcome back to our community. हम live हैं, हाँ वाकई live हैं. Thank you so very much कि पूरा हफ्ता बहुत power packed रहा है and we've had such great fun. जो International Women's Week था, that was just another level. इस साल माशाल्लाह इतना मजा आया है. We women have enjoyed. Why more so? Because we've been so well respected. इतने अच्छे honors, इतने अच्छे awards. Thank you very much, I lead, for trusting me, for the fact that I could lead your great initiative, the Women Awards, the She Leads Awards. आपने वो भी हुआ. All of these communities that we've seen, I was thankfully mentoring. Hub was a part of the Connected Women Internationals Pakistani wing. Thank you, Temina Chaudhary. And it was such a great honor and privilege for me to be marked as a role model for the women across Pakistan. वालेकुम अस्सलाम सैरिश, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस. और आज आप लोगों ने स्क्रीन से हटना नहीं है. मुझे पता है आप लोग जब भी संडे को मेरे साथ होते हैं, यू गाइस डोंट गो ऑफ योर स्क्रीन्स, बट आज जो हमने एक्सपर्ट को रिक्वेस्ट किया था हमें ज्वाइन करने के लिए, तो वी आर वेरी थैंकफुल टू हिम बिकॉज वो बहुत बिजी रहते हैं एंड ही कीप्स ट्रैवलिंग एज वेल. पर उन्होंने हमें ग्रेस किया विद द ऑनर दैट ही एग्रीड टू कम ऑन बोर्ड द शो टुनाइट. सो वी आर वेरी वेरी हैप्पी टुडे. मूड एलिवेटर पे मूड कैसा है सैरिश, जल्दी से बताओ. और आप सब लोग जो देख रहे हैं खामोशी से इस वक्त, जल्दी से मूड एलिवेटर पे मूड कहाँ है बता दे. मेरा एज यूजुअल हमेशा को हम देख रहे हैं ना, जबरदस्त पॉजिटिव डेवलपमेंट्स इन पाकिस्तान, जो हम प्रोग्रेशन देख रहे हैं, खास तौर पे कम्युनिटी के अंदर कोलैबोरेटिव जो है वो बढ़ रहा है लीव्स एंड बाउंड्स. तो इससे ज्यादा खुशी की तो कोई बात ही नहीं हो सकती हम सब के लिए. अब आज की मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट बात, और वो क्या कि we all know post covid there are a lot of things that have happened and they're still lurking. और जब मैं कहती हूँ happened, तो तब आपको भी पता है, मुझे भी पता है कि हम पर्सनल लाइव्स ले लें या प्रोफेशनल लाइव्स ले लें, there have been so many ups and downs. और likewise हमने देखा है कि सेल्स हो, मार्केटिंग हो, बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट के टारगेट्स हो, बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें हैं जो पॉजिटिवली भी अफेक्ट हुई हैं, कुछ नेगेटिवली भी अफेक्ट हुई हैं. सरिश आप कह रही हैं यू आर गुड एंड यू वर वेटिंग टिल 9. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वेटिंग फॉर आवर प्रोग्राम. इट मींस अ मिलियन टू अस. सो सेल्स का मुझे लगता है हमेशा से that there has been a long history with Pakistan and especially the community कि जहाँ पे बहुत सारे गुरुज ने आके कोशिश की है कि पर्सपेक्टिव्स और पैराडाइम्स को चेंज करें, फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड प्रैक्टिसेस को लेकर आए. लेकिन बहुत सारे लोगों में से एक नाम आतिफ फारूकी का, जी हाँ, फाउंडर ऑफ मैक ब्लू कंसल्टेंसी, हैविंग known him for quite a while now and having seen his expertise and his coaching and his training, regarding sales. Assalamu alaikum, Atif. How are you? Great, great, real good. So if I ask you, Atif, where is your mood today at the mood elevator? If I'm to ask you, how would you rate that? Positive upwards or a bit
Well,
below?
to be very honest, I don't know the scale you have set for your mood elevator, but if the scale is on 100, I'm on 101.
Oh, wow. Super. Loved hearing it. Superb. Now, without any further ado, Atif, I would want you to share in a snippet. I know it's very hard because you're in your give back to the community in terms of your expertise and your skills and development has been quite a lot, mashallah, in Pakistan and internationally. But I would want you to come with us in a snippet. The Atif Farooqui that we meet today, who is he and who's been your mentor that you'd really want to give a shout out to?
Well, to be very honest, I mean, It's a very open-ended question. Who am I, and who is my mentor? To be very honest, I mean, if you want me to explain in just one single line, who is Atif Farooqui? To be very honest, I'm nothing but a student. I'm a learner. Each day I'm passing, I'm growing bolder. Okay, so this is what I am. Each person I meet, I try to extract something good out of him. Okay, and I have a firm belief, rather conviction. Whoever you meet in your life, it's you who has to decide what to extract, what to let go of. So to me, I'm just a learner, and I really want to remain as a learner till the end of my life. Okay, yeah. Your second part of your question is, my mentor. Every single individual, whoever came into my life, who are coming into my life, and who are going to come into my life, okay, they are going to be my mentor. Every single individual. Second, the nature is the biggest mentor, to be very honest. Yeah, I consider nature is, like, great mentor of my life.
So true, so true. And you've just shared everything so mindfully. Thank you, Atif. With your expertise, if I am to ask you, you being so successful internationally also, why did you ever think that you had to come back to Pakistan to give something back to the community with your expertise? How did that come about? Why?
Well, I have personally believe, rather conviction, that when you have taken something from the society, every single individual has to think in this direction, that you have to give it back to the society. Okay, so when you give it back to the society, that multiply. Yeah. So 6.5 years back, I got back to Pakistan, and I realized that Pakistan is a country where there are gaps in various business quadrant. Yeah. So it's been
Yes.
6.5 years since I've been trying to fill up those gaps, and I don't know, have I been successful or not, but so far so good.
Great. And that does also show that you're a true Pakistani at heart and making sure that you're back here in Pakistan serving the community in this sense of the word. Where do you feel, if I am to ask you? I know this is, I'm sorry, I might sound a bit vague, but then if I ask you, the true character of a salesperson is kind of bit foggy in Pakistan. And we know, I know, being in the corporate sector, you know, it being in the sector, that there are certain hidden values intrinsic that we all aspire our salespeople to develop. What are those, Atif, that you might want to share as a tip with the community? People who are aspiring to be that perfect salesman, the salesman of the year.
Well, there are two, three things. I mean, that's really a fantastic question, I must say. And every single individual who has adopted the sales as a profession, they must know it. Okay. Number one, dedication. Okay, you got to dedicate yourself. I have, I think that whatever you are doing, whatever you are doing, irrespective of the nature of your job, irrespective of the cater, it's not just about sales. Okay, whatever you are doing, you have to give your 100%. Okay, results are not in your hand. Okay, sometimes your fate, sometimes your luck, sometimes external factor. There are so many things that can twist the result. Okay, but being an individual and a professional, you have to give your 100%. Okay, number two
Wow.
is, like, love what you are doing. I
Wow.
have seen lots of people that kind of a lethargic attitude they showcase, yeah, which
Yeah.
shouldn't be on. Okay, so whatever you're doing, love your job, do your job passionately. Success will certainly follow you. Okay, it may be possible that in the early phase of your career, you may not be a successful individual. Yeah, but once you have given your 100%, okay, your dedication, your hard work will certainly echo, like like a perfume fragrance. Okay, when you open up a bottle of a perfume, okay, it does diffuse or fuse instantly. It takes some time. Okay, so let your fragrance evolve in this society. Yeah, and the time will certainly come when society will be paying you off.
Wow. Wow. That's all that you speak about takes me back to being mindful, Atif. And with your excellent advice, I feel being emotionally and mentally stable and safe is a priority, emotional well being. Do you think you'd want to endorse that despite wherever we are?
Well, yeah, one has to be emotionally stable. Okay, peaks, valley, peaks, valley, peaks, valley. They come and go in a jiffy. Okay, when you're on the peak, okay, you have to be mindful. When you're in the valley, you should not be, feel dejected, or you should not be feel outsmarted. Okay, your time will come. It's just a kind of a clock. Okay, when it's 6 o'clock, it's
Wow.
12 o'clock. When it's 12 o'clock, it's 6 o'clock. So it should go like that.
Super.
So one has to be emotionally triggered, emotionally charged.
Wow. So you feel it's as important then to be emotionally and mentally well. Okay. That means you promote the fact of wellness. So when you see corporations in Pakistan, with your experience, Atif, where do you feel? What is that one thing we as a community still don't want to understand or haven't really agreed upon? What's it that we're missing in terms of sales, being sales successful, all of those target hitting, especially post COVID? What are we missing? Where are we going wrong?
Sorry, your voice is breaking. Maybe because of technology, interruption. Can you please come again, because I'm struggling to hear you
Yes,
properly.
yes, no problem.
Can you please repeat your question? Appreciate that.
No problem. All I want to ask you, Atif, is with your experience in the Pakistani community, when you've brought in international best practices, how have we recepted to those practices as a community? What would you want to say? Are we good receptors, or do we avoid positive growth ourselves?
Oh, oh, well, to respond to this question, I have to be curt a bit. With your permission, okay. We really want to. We really want to jump miles. We really want to jump miles. You cannot jump miles, okay? There are two concepts, evolutionary or revolutionary, okay? In sales, marketing, and business, okay, there is nothing like revolutionary. Revolutionization, if you adopt the revolutionary step, perhaps you may find some kind of missing in the journey. So let the thing evolve. So things move on, step by step, step by step, step by step. That really consolidate the entire business fraternity. On the contrary, what happens, to be very honest, and let me tell you a story. Okay, we bring the best
Sure.
practices from foreign countries. Okay,
Yes.
European best practices and American best practices we bring in Pakistan, and we try to replicate those practices without any customization, which is a crime to me. Okay, when you bring something, you need to filter out what is applicable in my society, what is not applicable in my society. Okay, over there, the business has been modernized. Contemporary business
Yes.
approach has been adopted, and it's been there since 1963. There are various changes.
Yes.
So that society has brought that change over the last 50, 60 years. Okay, so if you really want to jump 50, 60 years in just 10 years time, in a decade time, it's not possible. So you need to realize that what is customizable, okay, what you can tailor for your society, all right,
Okay.
embed in there, and then let the consumer, let the shopper, and let the business professional have the feel of it. That is a disconnection. All that glitter is
Ah,
not gold. Whatever things are
okay.
available on YouTube, whatever things are available on Google, may not be applicable for your society. Let me quote you an
Yes.
example, like post-COVID
Sure.
scenario.
Yes.
For the last 1 year, every single individual, the business fraternity I belong to, consultancy, FMCG, and CPG, people are running after that technology has replaced the brick and mortar store. Now the retail stores are going to be shut down. It's going to be technological advancement. Okay, now you may only find shopper on Google, or you only find shopper on online portals to shopping. It is good. The Western society in this year has moved 35 to 40%. Okay. However, when I speak about Pakistani society is still, we have, we need to have some technological advancement. There are more than 80% population who cannot even use the feature mobile
Okay.
phone. Okay. And these portal, these applications are still on. on the smartphone. So only 5 to 6% of the total society can handle all the mobile phone and application. There is a huge gap. So we need to understand that.
So true. So true. Whenever we speak of technological revolution, you rightly said, Atif, that technology is something that's taken everybody across. We want to jump miles, but then we forget that small steps make a lot of difference. So if I am to ask you, Atif, if we are to develop a perfect so-called system where we know that our teams are learning every day, how important do you think is it for us to train our team members every day? How important do you think it is for companies to train their human resource, Atif? What would you want to add there?
Well, it's imperative. It's imperative. Okay. If you develop a system and just leave on the mercy of your professional, whichever department they work in, finance, marketing, trade marketing, sales, administration, IT, okay, and you presume the learning by doing, will certainly equip your entire sales force. Learning by doing has a cost. And the business fraternity and the society like Pakistan, we are cost-savvy society. Okay, so to save the cost, perhaps you need to train your employee. Unless you train them, you should not be expecting them to bring you a desired result. Okay, I have seen lots of companies, they have brought different high-tech systems. They have got the wings in the foreign countries, they got the parent companies abroad. Okay, when they bring technology in Pakistan, that technology is of no use. When you question the resource, are you trained on that? No. How much you have trained on that? We haven't trained, and we are learning by doing. So learning by doing is a slow process. Rather, you have to orchestrate in a way that you need to train your employees. It's not just about a functional training, what I'm talking at the moment. Okay, the training should be on the softer side as well. Why? Because if you do not train your employee on the softer side, the time will come where employee feel a kind of attitude problem, behavioral problem. Okay, to get away with all that thing, you need to expose your team members to get learn from the training part. Yeah. So I suppose training is very much imperative.
Beautiful and very beautifully said, Atif, that it's imperative to the situation where we look for development. Now, when it comes to our sectors in Pakistan, Atif, people who have been a part of our Pakistani community, corporate sectors, we know that people are working as entrepreneurs more now. So we have a lot of startups, Atif. And I'm sure you must have been noticing post COVID in the past 1 year, we've seen more, Pakistan has seen more startups than ever before. Now, with these startups coming ahead, we see so many incubation centers being put up all across Pakistan. But then we see, I know, being a part of such systems, that there are no special sales or marketing trainings going on, no coaching going on for these budding entrepreneurs. How important it is, Adib, do you feel, for a system that's incubating entrepreneurs to start a business, that they be taught and learn how to go with marketing and sales post COVID, especially with what's going on all around the globe? How important do you think it is for these incubation centers to make this an imperative part of their curriculum?
Oh, lifeblood. I must say lifeblood. Lifeblood. Okay. Uh, when you say an entrepreneur, uh, permit me to extend your question. What do we first, let's rephrase the question in a way. What do we really need to encourage newcomers to become an entrepreneur rather than a 9 to 5 employee? Yeah. Organization, business management schools, universities, all levels institution, they really need to make their student courageful. They need to
Wow.
embed the courage. Okay. Now, why can't we have entrepreneur? However, rest of the world is having entrepreneur like anything. I
Yes.
mean, our students, they are built in something. Once they're gonna get the degree, perhaps they would get a chance to work for a multinational company. Why?
Yes.
Why you inculcate such type of thing that they're going to work for a multinational company? Why we can't inculcate our student if they're going to make, an enterprise, or if they come up with some novel idea, okay? That idea not only give them money, but at the same time they're going to give, job to hundred of people. That's the idea must
Wow.
have been inculcated. Recent
Wow.
time, I have been to a couple of business incubation center, and I was really excited to see, the students are being nurtured, their ideas have been, cultivated. Okay, they are looking forward to find some investment and all that. Yeah, so I really appreciate that. But that should have been started perhaps 20 years ago. I know lots of countries who have been poorer than Pakistani society, Pakistani country, but now when you go there, you find entrepreneur. They speak different language. Their body language is entirely different. They go fearless. Okay,
Yes.
so these type of
Beautiful.
institution, must have inculcated such kind of imperative thing in their student. All right.
Wow.
So this is how.
Wow.
Now the second part of your question, incubation center. Yeah,
Yes.
incubation center can work, but only when you have a courageful resource. If the
Wow.
student and the resource you have, if they don't have the courage, those incubation center will remain vacant and empty. Okay, so you should put in courage in your student to come up with the noble idea, and then support the ideas. If you can possibly support the ideas, that you can create the wonders. I know Pakistani mindset, they are entirely different. I have seen lots of Pakistani, when they migrate from Pakistan to a different part of the world, they come across bread and butter
Yes.
problem. First of all, when they are struggling in earning their bread and butter, the only thing they are left with to start their own business. When they start their own business without having a knowledge of that society, the business norms of that society, they turn up into a great venture. I have seen them, been with them, helping with them, working with them, in different European countries. Now, one
Yes.
question I always ask: if you had that talent, why wouldn't you start? Why wouldn't you capitalize on that talent back home? And they always ask me, "Hey, we never thought we had that talent." And I was always surprised, and I
Wow.
usually say, Jesus Christ, you had a talent and you would never encourage, you would never appreciate to explore that talent. So universities at this
Wow.
time, okay, they need to explore, they need to encourage, they need to support the talent to come up, as an entrepreneur. Trust me, the kind of economic downturn you have been passing through, the kind of inflation you have been passing through, the kind of economic
Yes.
downturn you may face perhaps 6 years down the road, the impact of post-COVID society. Okay, trust me, if you support your individual, that individual can do wonder. Yeah. So I suppose, they have the talent, they have mindset. They are capable enough, they have competencies, they have a skill set. All you need to just trigger them. uh, three
Wow.
and a half years back, my company in Pakistan, we floated a campaign. And that campaign was
Okay.
all about, if you have a great idea, bring your idea
Uh-huh.
to us. We're never going to ask
Okay.
you a single penny. If your idea worth it, we're going to invest on your idea. Perhaps six or
Wow.
seven individuals, they are youngster. They were freshly graduated from different local universities, or even some A levels, O levels, or intermediate young people came to us, and we helped them grow. We brought different corporate and the platform, and we requested different corporate sector. The idea is very good, and we are behind that idea. If you're going to help that
Wow.
gentleman or the lady, and you can contribute, through your financial muscle, yeah, that idea can change the life. Yeah? And this what happened. I don't want to quote the name of those individuals. They are running their own setup. But believe it or not, what we did, we did
Wow.
not pull their hand from one corner to the other corner. All we needed, we just incepted, we just slightly pushed them to roll in. Once they were rolled, they are doing phenomenally good.
Wow. Wow. You're talking about a support system, which is beautiful. And you're talking about a system that encourages everything in a wholesome manner, where you talk about mindfulness, where you talk about skills, but it's so pleasant to hear from an expert like you, where you're promoting emotional and mental well-being at the same time, Atif. If I may ask you, who you said you've had all of those people who've come into your life have been mentors, but I'm sure there must be some that you would really want to give a shout out to. Atif, who have been those in your life? We'd love if you'd share
Sorry,
that with us.
sorry, come again. There was again a
The
distraction.
Don't worry about it. The mentors that you would want to give a shout out or say thanks to, there might be a few important ones. Who have those been in your lifeline? We would love to
Oh,
know.
well, to be very honest, then you have to open Excel sheet, and it's gonna take a whole night. To be very honest, okay.
Uh,
Every single people, I mean, every single individual, whoever come across me, whoever come to my life, they have been mentored to me. Okay, even I
Beautiful.
consider the gentleman who is making tea in my office. Okay, he's my mentor. To be very honest. Okay, yeah.
Wow.
Why? Because you every each day you pass, you grow bolder and you learn certain things. I don't have a belief like I mean, if you learn don'ts from certain personality, he's also your mentor. Yeah, if
Beautiful.
you learn do's from certain personality, he's also your mentor. Okay,
Beautiful.
and if I
Beautiful.
start listing those mentor, it would take like ages, mom. Ages, to be very
Beautiful.
honest.
I really wanted to. I did think that you were going to share the same bit, and thank you so much for being so kind of sharing those high values that you hold, and that we can probe our community to hold. Now, Atif, one more thing. If I am to ask you, with your consultancy, being internationally there, being nationally here, you've been serving the community, going within institutions, training students, youth, fresh graduates, day in and day out. Where we see a gap everywhere in terms of civic disturbance, political disturbance, do you also see the fact that everybody does not realize that each one of us has to put in our 2 cents in that high rise community, for that high rise community that we're all working for? Do you think we're all just sitting back and kind of just watching the other person going up and not really trying?
Yeah, yeah, you are right. I mean, I'm thoroughly convinced you to your point. We always waiting somebody to take the first step, okay, and we always try to build up on that novel idea, okay. Instead of waiting for those novel idea, why don't we create novelty factor, okay? I mean that really helps you skim, okay. So yeah, and the second part of your question, where is the deficiency?
Yes.
Fear. Fear. One has to go fearless. If you really want to excel in
Wow.
your life, if you really want to excel in the society, if you really want to contribute in your society, you have to go fearless. I still remember 6.5. My career has two different split. For the first
Yes.
15 years of I got 21 years of career so far. And in the first 15 years, I served to various companies in Pakistan and abroad as well. Okay,
Yes.
I enjoyed the great position. Drove a luxurious car. Okay, travel different places and all. Okay, then one fine morning I realized that where I'm going to end. Okay, have I created some legacy? Have I given my contribution to the society? Okay, and believe it or not, one fine morning, and I quit everything and say I'm going to create my own shell. Okay, and I'm going to contribute to the society. I met lots of people. Some people call me, hey, are you gone berserk? Are you gone crazy? Still you got 10 to 15 years of your career. This is what you can start like 15 years down the road. Why the hell are you going to take yourself off from from your career? And I say, okay, so if that's supposed to be started 15 years down the road, then why can't I start it by now? Perhaps 15 years down the road, I may not be having that energy. Okay, 15 years down the road, the market has been entirely changed. Okay, and 15 years down the road, I might find myself grilled. I may have some more responsibilities. I may not be able to take some good initiative. I may not be able to give clothing to the ideas what I got in my mind. Okay, the entire scenario would have been changed.
Beautiful.
If I have to do that 15 years
Beautiful.
after, then let's do it by now. So one thing I genuinely did to myself, I compromised and I gave myself courage. Okay, so that courage killed my fear. If the youth can kill their fear, they can create wonders. Now, why and how you have to kill your fear? You have to redirection yourself. Yeah, you have to learn, then that learn make you earn. Now, in our society, in Pakistani society, it goes other way around. We really want to earn so that we can learn. It never happens like that. I'm not talking about people who got they got financial muscle, people who got backup support. Okay, no, these all are crappy stuff. I mean, if you are claiming that you never had a support from your family, otherwise you would have been a great business entrepreneur. No. If you really want to be a successful person in your life, Zara, you just need one opportunity. You just need one single option in your mind that could lead you to success. If you don't want to success in your life, you may create thousand of reasons what can take you back, can stay you back. So you just study the life of a successful person. Successful person life always hover around one simple reason, and that reason made them successful. Unsuccessful person, they're always claiming, promoting about this and that, about social economic factor, political factor, law and order, multiple things. Okay, if you really want to create something, you just need one reason to create something. Otherwise,
Beautiful, beautifully put, Atif. I'm in such awe because I honestly thought that you would be probably somebody who would be able to speak about expertise, yes, in the skill, yes, but so beautifully put where you are. What is the vision with Mac Consultancy? If I'm to ask you then, with your passion to give back to the community, how do you think Mac is going to be that transformative element, that catalyst post COVID for Pakistan and the community? I would love if you could share that with us and the community.
my vision is really simple. Set the platform, give opportunity to people who really want to capitalize on that platform. Very
Perfect.
simple, very crisp. Why? If you add value to people's life, okay, the blessing comes automatically. That's not my religious
Beautiful.
perspective, to be very honest. Okay, yeah, one being Muslim, you can say that's also a religious perspective, but to be very honest, that's not a religious perspective. I have a belief, rather conviction. If you have a platform, offer a platform to people who are genuine, who are courageous, who really want to do something better. Okay, if you can possibly manage
Beautiful.
to make that happen, okay, you can provide a sustainable growth. When I say sustainable growth, it has two aspects: the sustainable growth to a business fraternity and the sustainable growth to an individual who are struggling to find that kind of platform. So that's my simple vision.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Atif, before we move towards wrapping the show up, I would want to ask you, there are so many companies that we've seen, so many corporations, especially post COVID, Atif, where we've seen them lay off their team members because of what COVID has brought to them in terms of the revenue pull down. Now, when you and I see people being laid off, do you think these companies need to work on training them further? Or do you agree with them of how they're managing, putting their task force down, laying people off? What do you think is going on in the corporate sector where people feel and they're convinced that if they lay people off, it's going to help them manage their finances better? Where I feel this should be the time we can invest more into our human resource to make sure they become into that transformative power boost for the company. What do you think, Atif?
Laying off is not a solution. Laying off is not a
Yeah.
solution, to be very honest.
Thank
Okay,
you.
uh,
Thank you.
that's
Thank you.
that is not a solution. That is evacuation. And there is a difference
Thank
between
you.
finding a solution and finding evacuation. Okay, if you cannot manage your business, you find an evacuation way to lay off employee, cut down your operational cost, and you're making your business sustainable. Okay, this is not the solution, because when you lay off, sometimes you lose that resource what you really need of. Okay, now the organization will certainly find new ways of working.
Yes.
Okay, so
Well,
if you find new ways of working, you need to gel in your employee with that new ways of working. And if you can possibly manage to find new ways, trust me, you can. I know lots of organization, even some of my clients. I still remember back in the month of February, March, and April in 2020,
yeah.
different CEOs, directors of the company. I mean, they were calling us. Now we had a long, detailed session, and they
Yes.
were making the list. Okay, I don't want to quote the
Ah.
name of one of my clients. They made a list of about 65 employees. 65 employees don't mean 65 individuals. It means 65 families. Now, average domestic size of Pakistan is 6.2 family member in each household. So you can multiply 6.2 into 65. So you're going to lay off that number of people from your
Mm.
organization. Now, you being an organization, you have some responsibility to take up. Now, you being the leader of the organization, you should find new avenues to put in your brand. And, we really help them find new avenues. We help them find new venture. We help them find new categories. Okay. So that's the best way to, make make yourself coped up, okay, with the turbulence time.
Beautiful.
Laying off individual is not, it's like, it's a short-term problem. When you lay off
But
your employee will go to certain organization and they stop them there. Okay, that's not the end. And at the same time, if your organization is curbed, my message to all those employees who were laid off during the COVID time, okay, this is not the end of the world, man. Explore yourself, find something. This is something, an opportunity given to you. What kind of opportunity? Now you can explore yourself. Okay, you have been horse covered from the both sides, and you were looking in
yes.
one dimension. Now when you are laid off, you are finding different avenues.
Yes.
6 7 months back, I came across a lady. She
Uh-huh.
was a widow. Yeah, and she was working for one of the multinational. I don't want to quote the name of that multinational. And I got a
So,
phone call from that lady, and the lady was
uh-huh.
crying, to be honest. Okay, and the lady was, she was speaking a broken English. And she was saying, I'm laid off. I served the organization for about 3.5 years. Okay, and now it's the time during the COVID time. I'm in a surplus pool. Organization is not working good, and let me know what the best I can do. I said, do you have the mobile phone? Yeah. Do you know how to run the smartphone? Yeah. Have you got 50,000 in your bank account or less than that? Yeah. Can you buy any product? The platform is yours. Can you go on Facebook and have some online session? Sell bridal dresses, sell other dresses, sell fashion items, sell,
Wow.
pre-loved clothing, sell pre-loved shoes. Believe it or not, it's been 6 7 months the lady has been doing that. Now
Beautiful.
she is a kind of an entrepreneur. Okay, she's selling a pre-loved stuff on internet. She's attending multiple
Beautiful.
sessions. Now, different organization like yours, okay, I mean, they call them in different hotel in Karachi, and she's delivering the lecture, how she coped up in the adverse situation. You know what I mean?
Beautiful.
So again, so you have to find out the opportunity, what the best possible solution I could explore myself.
Beautiful. This is what I call Atif true empowerment. This is what I call the actual true essence of making sure we are empowering people. When we talk about empowerment, I feel, Atif, we are kind of not doing justice to the word, because it means how we use the resources to the maximum potential of what is available. When everybody else is empowered around, but yes, not being able to use those resources. So beautifully put, and I'm so sure everybody's going to be listening in later as well, is going to hang on to all of this. Now, if I'm before we wrap up, one last tip from you. If I am to speak to you like that sales manager who is struggling post COVID, running after the life of their team members, saying, you have got to hit your target. Now, with the shoppers and the consumers going offline and online, popping in and out, what do these salespeople do to hit their target on the spot? What do you think? Those one, two things that they can take away from Atif Farooqui tonight.
Every day is not Sunday.
Ah,
Every day is not
beautiful.
Sunday. You cannot hit target 12 months in a row. Okay?
Beautiful.
But what you can do, you can find a best avenue to minimize your sales losses. But you
Beautifully
have to
put.
stay composed. Be composed, be calm. Don't take your defeat overwhelmed. Okay? Now,
Wow.
what happened when you overwhelmed by continuous defeat? Now you get into depression. Time comes and time provides you an opportunity. Yeah. If today you are not making some good profit for the organization, tomorrow you may, but the effort counts. Don't stop your effort. What usually sales managers do whenever they are being
Yes.
put under pressure by the line manager or by the organization, they start finding a different job. Don't do that.
Yes.
Don't do that. This is not the solution. If you start finding a new job tomorrow, you go to a different organization, and after 2 months, your boss gonna pressure you. Then you again find a second job. Then again you
Yes.
find a third job. Then with this continuum, you'll be termed as a hopper in the industry.
Yes.
Have faith in you. Have patience. Have some flexibility. Showcase your skill. It's you who brought that organization to a point where organization is at the moment. Okay, and you could take another journey with a great speed of takeoff to, to a next engine. I mean,
Beautiful.
have patience. Time will come and you can contribute back that. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, Atif. Thank you so much for mindfully endorsing our mindful aspect where we work with emotional quotients and the emotional intelligence whilst we're trying to mentor people around. And I would want to ask the community to get in touch with Mac Consultancy, especially people, the youth, the starters, the entrepreneurs who are looking for that sensible, mindful way, a mentor, a team that would instill you not only with the skills, but yes, more a mindful perspective of how you'd want to move forward. Atif, before we wrap up, any last words to the community where you want to shake us up and say, pull your socks up? What do you got to say?
Take your fear and bend it somewhere.
Done.
You are the society full of talent. It's a land of opportunity. You can do wonders. But just do one thing. Keep one thing in your mind. Before I start anything, if you have fear of being defeated, you cannot do anything. Put your fear off. The moment you put your fear off, trust me, you can do anything. But you cannot do anything, no matter how talented you are, unless you put your fear off. Just put your fear off.
Beautiful, beautiful, Atif. Thank you so much again for taking out time from your schedule where I know you're decked up with your programs, with your presence and guest appearances. It was a pure pleasure and honor to host you. And you have to promise us one thing. Mentoring Hub is going to look for ways to find a collaborative way where we can probably work on giving back to the community together. How about that?
Yeah, my doors are always open for you, Zara. And your company as well. As and whenever you need, either in Pakistan, either in United Kingdom, either in France, either in Spain, whatever. I
Thank
mean,
you.
wherever you are aiming to pitch in yourself, okay, my doors are open for you people, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be kind of a collaborative effort, all right. And I really appreciate collaborating with you, nice and decent, versatile people. And I must appreciate that the kind of contribution you have given to the society, you know, through your physical and your virtual appearances, okay. It's really fantastic. I did watch a couple of your program, the series you have started. I mean, you know, I must appreciate that. Yeah. And you know, I wish you luck, and I wish that, you know, we find some, you know, great venture so that we can both scratch each other. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes, inshallah, inshallah. Thank you so much, Atif. And with that, I would like to thank everybody else who's been watching. Thank you, Madiha. Thank you, Almas, Serish, all of you girls, and everybody who joins us every Sunday. Thank you so much for tuning in. आप लोगों ने अपना ख्याल रखना है, अगले संडे का इंतजार करना है, लेकिन कल का मंडे माइंडफुल नगेट मिस नहीं करना, जो हम अपलोड करेंगे आप लोगों के लिए, स्पेशली विद आवर एक्सपर्ट Zoe Mirza. So, with all of that and with our excitement tonight, thank you so much, Atif Farooqui. We now
Thank you.
can mindfully say Atif is a part of our mindful community of experts. Thank you so much. Take care. God bless. Stay safe and watch your
Thank you.
screens because Mentoring Hub is going to be bringing in more value in the next few weeks and days. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Khudafiz,
Bye bye.
Pakistan, Zindabad.